Raymond Felton is a forgotten basketball player who is actually a lot better than a lot of people will give him credit for and remember. Standing at 6'1" and 205 pounds, he averaged double-digit points per game from 2005 to 2013. Raymond Felton would spend a good chunk of his prime with the Charlotte Bobcats and only had a decent regular season success in the 2009-10 season, when the Charlotte Bobcats would go 44-38. They would take on the Magic in the first round of the 2010 playoffs, and although they would be swept, Raymond Felton would average 12 points and 5 assists. In his best game in the series, he would drop 19 in Game 1 in Orlando and 10 in the fourth quarter alone. Raymond Felton's big issue was inconsistency. He would average 14 and 6 in 3 games between November 16th, 2005 and November 19th, 2005, and in the 3 games after that, he would average just 6 points and 4 assists. However, if you overlook his inconsistencies, you start to see how effective he was on offense. Some of his highlights of his rookie season coming as a passer when he would have 14 of his 80 games over 10 assists, including a 16.14 assist and 4-steal double-double on April 17th, 2006. He also proved his scoring ability, having 2 30 bombs, including a 30-point, 10 assist, 7 rebound, and 5 steal game on March 22nd, 2006. However, although these games were outstanding performances, not many resulted in wins. In the 2010 NBA offseason, Raymond Felton would become a New York Knick after being swept in the first round of the 2010 playoffs, and he would come out of the gate swinging, averaging 16 points and 7 assists, as the Knicks would jump out to a 3-2 start to the season, a lot better than their 1-4 start to the previous season. Raymond Felton also showed off his impressive scoring abilities, having over 20 games over 20 points, including an impressive 35-point, 11-assist game against the Warriors on November 19th, 2010. Raymond also showed us his great passing ability, having 30 games over 10 assists and nearly a 20-20 game that he had 19 points and 17 assists on December 12, 2010. And on January 7, 2011, Raymond Felton would achieve his first career triple-double. However, 54 games into his Knicks career, he would be involved in the Melo trade that landed Carmelo Anthony in New York and Felton in Denver. Raymond Felton was set to debut as a Denver Nugget on February 24, 2011, and although the Denver Nuggets would win by 14 against the Boston Celtics, Raymond would just go 2 for 8 from the field. He would also have 5 turnovers. Raymond Felton's time as a Denver Nugget will be marked with loads of inconsistency. The Nuggets would finish the 2010-2011 season with a record of 50-32 in the 5th seed, and they would enter the playoffs to take on the Oklahoma City Thunder. Raymond Felton would have an inefficient series. While 4 of the 5 games he would be double-digit in points, he would just shoot 25% from 3 and 36% overall. Raymond Felton would be on the move again as to start the 2011 season. In the 2011 NBA draft, Felton was traded to the Blazers for veteran point guard Andre Miller and the 26th overall selection in the draft, Jordan Hamilton. And that season saw Raymond Felton definitely take a step down in his agility and his shooting. He would go from shooting 46% from 3 in his 21 games in Denver to just 30%. The Blazers would miss the playoffs, going 28-38. However, in the 2011 offseason, he was finding his way back to New York, as the Portland Trail Blazers would trade Kurt Thomas and Raymond Felton to the Knicks for Dan Gadzuric and Jared Jeffries. In his first year back in New York, he would take an obvious step up, going from 11 points to 14 points per game. He would jump from 30% to 36% from 3 as well. After the addition of Felton, the Knicks would go from 36-30 in 2012 to 54-28 in 2013. They would head into the 2013 NBA playoffs to face off against the Boston Celtics. After taking the first 3 games of the series, it looked like they would take a clean sweep. However, the Celtics would fight back, taking the next 2, and in a winner-go-home Game 6, the Celtics would lose. Finally, Felton to round 2, and they would take on Indiana. As this time it wasn't much of a storybook ending as the previous round was, as this time the Indiana Pacers would take the Knicks in 6. Raymond Felton would also have a horrible Game 6, shooting 0 for 7 from the field. He would finish Game 6 with 2 points and 6 assists. The 2013-14 NBA season started to spell the end for Raymond Felton as he would take a big step down, going from 14 points per game to just under 10. This time, Raymond Felton only had 1 game in which he had over 20 points and only 4 games in which he had over 10 assists. The Knicks would miss the 2014 playoffs, going 37-45, and in June of 2014, Raymond Felton and Tyson Chandler would be shipped off to Dallas for a laundry list of players. And ever since that 2012-13 season, he's never really been the same. He's played with teams like the Mavericks, the Clippers, and the Thunder since leaving the Knicks, and had a very interesting playoff series in the 2016 playoffs. And in terms of the question, is Raymond Felton a bust? To that, I have to say no. You don't average a double-double for nearly 10 years and be called a bust. He was 6'1", and though he had some of his bad moments, he was also on a few bad teams. I think what this man could do at 6'1" is absolutely insane. And with that, That's going to do for today's video. If you guys like this video, please like, comment, subscribe, share. It really helps my videos and the algorithm. Subscribe for more. And with that, I will see you all later. Goodbye.